Hey, farmers, Senior Honcho here, or lumberjackers, or miners, or however you identify in Farm Sim 25. I am here on the Yukon 16X map, and give me 1 second. All right, had to put in my dinner order. Okay, I'm back. All right, so last time we've only got 2.5 hours on this gigantic 16X map. And I did tweak my stream a little bit. I realized last time I streamed this, it was a little choppy. We're going to try this again. The bigger map actually was hurting my system a little bit. So we changed a few things up. Hopefully the stream is better this time. But you can see just a massive, massive map. We timed it from like this corner to, well, almost this corner. We were in a little bit, but it took about 15 minutes just to drive straight across the bottom of the map here to get out to here. So just really, really big map, um, and really well done. We're doing some logging up here next to the log mill here. I'm just kind of speed logging it to try and get some progress on the map here. So we are at the beginning of day 2 here, and let's just get going. All right. Let's see. I need to turn on my head. It's not on. There, now it's on. Okay. Back it up. Hopefully we'll be able to rip through these pretty quick. Am I still at 9 meters? Yep. Oh, so if you're seeing any issues with the stream, let me know in the chat, and I can take a look. But right now, it looks like the stats are pretty good. Hopefully you're not seeing any issues on your side if you're watching. We're late in the day. Actually, we're still in day 1. I'm looking at the clock. Once it once it starts getting dark, we'll go ahead and make it day 2. I forgot to do my sleep before I ended last time. So we'll get a few more things cut down before the sun goes down. Come on now. Get in there. Back up a little bit. Get a little more reach. I don't like when I can't see through the branches. It's not very helpful. Go. It's actually better for our auto pickup if we lay them sideways to the direction that we're going. It sees the trees a little better. But normally I'm doing it for forwarding, so I have a habit of putting them perpendicular to my path of travel instead of parallel. Oh, come on, get off the tree. What the heck is your deal? Cool. Yeah, having that, you can see I'm trying to like set it to the direction that so that it runs the same direction as my trailer, and that should allow us to pick them up faster. And having them in a pile, and we'll get them all at once too. That'll be helpful. Oh man, I got stuck on something. Gotta remember not to swing my cab and line up my tracks with the direction I want to cut. Bad habit. Just because you can rotate your cab doesn't mean you should. Well, I do when I'm processing, but I shouldn't be doing it when I'm moving between trees. I am going to swing out and grab this tree though. Grab this one too. Because we can. That's why. Nice. So the idea here is we want to get enough money that we can get a fairly decent sluicing operation going in this area, as well as some farm stuff going. I want to try and get into the fish food production and the RGC productions and lumber productions, all the productions. I like productions. Maybe make it so that we're not selling any raw resources, everything is going through a production chain. That would be kind of cool. I haven't done that before. Like, right now we're just selling this raw lumber to the mill to make some cashola, but we could probably easily make that so that everything gets processed into something, and then try and grow to the point where we have a production, all the productions working. Just kind of go down the list, least expensive to most expensive. Let's take a look at that. You know, I don't hate that idea. If you're sitting in the chat and not saying anything, what do you think about that? Drop me a line. Because I've played this enough to know that I can sell raw resources enough to make enough money, especially with lumber, to basically buy out the game, right? But we need a challenge. And I kind of like that idea of everything needs to be a production. You know, nothing gets sold raw. And that would be kind of cool. And then trying to get something for every production. Because things like the oils, I've never done the oils. I've never done like the cereal plant. I've done the sugar processing and things like that. I've done the carpentry ones. I haven't done the barrels yet with the Cooper, with the new one. So I haven't done some of those yet. I've done the metal productions from the Silver Springs, not Silver Springs. Silver Run. Is it Silver Run? Silver Run Forest. The whatever the last the expansion map was on 22. That had the little iron mine thing that just dumped raw iron out for you. Silver Run Forest, I think is what it was. It's been a while since I've played that map, so I don't remember. It's a cool map. I really wish they would have done something more with the giant redwoods and being able to process those, because you could cut them down, but they were the only thing you could do with them is mulch them or sell them as or use them in a production line. So you couldn't like sell off the big chunks and make some big money. Like if you've ever watched like Big Timber or something like that, what these shows where they're harvesting giant red cedars, man, they make a ton of money for a big tree. Now that could be game breaking money, but we're gonna be gold mining anyways, so we're gonna be making gold or game breaking money anyways. That's why we need a challenge. Making money is not the challenge. There's lots of ways for us to make money in this game. I think the challenge is going to be content based. So I think before we go to bed this evening, I think we should get our production plan in place and do that. Now I could buy, I think I actually have enough to buy this mill. And then when we drop off the wood, that would be our first production. We'll just use the map-based production for our lumber stuff. And I don't know how fast or so that will be. But we're gonna check that out, because I think it was like 250 or 350 to buy that. Let's hit the lights on this. It's definitely dark enough that we don't need to be doing that anymore. I'm not even gonna load this wood up yet. Well, actually, no, I'll load this up in the morning. Let's go see how much our Oh boy, that's tight. The nice thing is after this pass, the truck. Oh my ATV, my poor ATV. I should have used that instead. Let's do that. Oh oh, I forgot I had an ATV out here. All right, let's swap to that. Okay, here we go. Come on, spin around. Come on. You can do it. Oh, it so wants to tip. It's so close. Alright, let's try the other way. There we go. Haha. One way doesn't work, try the other way. Alright. Lights on. Do a little night four-wheeling up to the mill. Let's go see how much this is. And if we can afford it, we're buying it. And that's going to be how we make our... This will be our first production chain. Unfortunately, the annoying guy at the door doesn't go away when we buy it, I don't believe. Oh, it's up here. Almost forgot where the purchase trigger was. Well, we're gonna have to run in from here. Well, if this stream is doing well, I might have to try my No Man's Sky and see if I can't stream that. That one I think might be 400,000. You know what? We have enough. Boom, there we go. Building purchased. We have ourselves a lumber mill. Great. Okay. Now we only have 85, but we don't have a bank loan. So if we need to take a loan, we can do that. Alright, let's go back to our truck. And let's go ahead and sleep till morning, and we'll put a truck. Actually, you know what? I do want to get a load in the mill before we sleep, because that time should be process time. So we're going to turn on our lights, and let's see, we are loading on pile 1 on the left side. Yep, that's right. Okay. Because it says switch to right in my controls. And when it says switch to right, that means you're on the left. It's counter. You gotta go opposite. Alright, so turn that on. We're already picking up wood. Gotta take it slow until we get lined up. Nope, we're still on. Now the nice thing, you can do the smaller productions, but they fill up really fast. The capacity of wood that you can put in one of those is not very high. And we may have to have a couple mills going with as much wood as we're probably going to clear to get our productions rolling. And then we got to see what our next production that we can afford is going to be. It would be great if we could get into some gold mining, but right now we don't even have enough to buy the equipment, so that's not going to happen. And I'm not going to go crazy trying to fill up the truck. I'm just going to grab these logs off the end and take what we have so that we are processing something. Are we in the second bunk now? No, we're still in the first one. Okay, I suppose I could have gone a little faster since I'm not planning on filling the truck. Like, I left the back end of the truck empty, but oh well. Whatever. Ooh, oops. I guess I got more wood out here than I thought. Okay. Let's go ahead and start that in so we don't lose it. I hate losing stuff in transit. So far, the stream's holding strong, at least by the numbers. Alright. So, the funny thing is that even though we own this, when we go to the door, it's not going to say, like, unload wood. I don't think. I don't think they ever fix this to be grammatically correct for what you're actually doing after you purchase it. Yeah, it says sell wood. You're not selling it, you're loading it into the mill. So, there you go. All loaded in. Now if we go to our productions, we gotta save. And unfortunately the saves do take a little while on here, but I'm not sure how stable my game's gonna be if it crashes or not. Um, if it ends up being that it doesn't crash, I'll probably make that like maybe a half hour gap. Um, well, we've been streaming for almost that. We're 21 minutes in, so not too bad. Okay, let's see. Productions is the little conveyor belt thingy. Here's our sawmill. You can see, yeah, that didn't even scratch the surface. We have 1,000,000 liters that we can push, and we barely scratch the surface. So that's great. That's good to know. And we've got lots of room for productions. So let's go ahead and turn these on and see how far we get by morning. Let's see. Activate that. Activate that. Activate that. And activate that. And you can see we're already starting to produce everything, which is good. That means it's clicking pretty quick. We may be out of wood by the time morning comes around. Alright. Let's see if we can swing around. Probably not going to swing around that way. Let's take the road around, because we do have a nice loop that we can use around the mill. Is a little bit more of a drive, but I think that's going to be better for us in the long run. Oh, I don't know, this is pretty tight too. We might be better off coming down this way. Well, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't so bad. Golly, so dramatic. I feel like I'm on like Gold Rush, where it's like, problem is, the long truck bed may not make the perilous turn. Very little room for error. Oh no. Are they gonna make it? Yeah, they always make it. Come on. Alright. Let's go ahead and sleep in our little tent. Isn't our tent cute? And we'll sleep till 8. Why not? We'll sleep in a little bit. Alright. Let's check our productions and see how much wood we ended up processing. Wow, yeah, it did all of it. Excellent. Well, that's good to know. So that mill is going to process very quickly for us. That's great. We'll be able to make some quick money and get on to our next production, which we'll have to see what's next in line. And we could do another wood production since we have more trees to clear. To see, let's get these loaded up first. Right now, we don't really need to worry about it too much because I'm pretty sure. Oops. Why didn't that go? Okay. Come on. We're too far away to get those other ones. And we're going to hit our 10. Back it up. Back it up. Oh, I know what I'm going to come around the other way. I'm going to switch sides on my load. I'm going to load from the other side and come around. Okay. Go. Nice. Again, I don't think we're going to fill up our truck. Oh. But I do want to be careful on the turn, because on the turn might have issues. Nice, it fell in. That's good. We'll get these loaded up quick and sent to the mill so that the mill's running. Come on. There we go. One more. Nice. We're still auto-loading, so we may pick up a scrap here or there if there's anything that we missed. I'm not even bother strapping this in because it's so low. Oh, there was one. Popped in late. That I will lock in because that's just a toothpick. So when you're doing productions, the nice thing is, look at that, we already have pallets to sell. Look at all those pallets we got. Check that out. Well, first thing we might need to do is get ourselves a way of taking that to where we can sell it. Oops. Yeah. There's a couple things we may need. Okay. Like a forklift, for one, would be nice. And then, or we can do a universal load pallet truck, but I don't know if I can get a truck in there. I think we'll still get a universal load. Wow, look how fast that is clicking through that wood. Ooh, doggy. Man, yeah, this mill is juiced. All right. All right, that was a good purchase. We're gonna make that money back in no time. Let's see. I don't. I've got this. I've got this. And I have that. Those are the 3 vehicles I have right now. I wonder. Let's take a swing around back to the warehouse. Our perilous hairpin turn. One wrong move, we could lose our truck into the drink. Oh, the drama. Oh, no. Turn my auto load off here. Would auto load. And I do believe. Now this is a little crazy. So let's see. We're loading up here. Oh, another pallet just dropped in. I'm definitely gonna need a forklift. But can I grab any pallets? let's see. I need switch auto load to collection mode. Control Shift R. And then Control Z. Show unload. Hang on. Oh. Unloading set to left. Unloading set to right. It's starting it. Oh, that's... Oh. Oh. Okay, this doesn't have the universal auto load on it. I need a different trailer. Okay. That explains that. Let's see what we can get. I'm probably going to turn my auto start vehicles off here soon too, because I usually don't play with that on. If we go trucks, oops, not that truck. Well, so we can get a truck for 65. And get one of these. I think there's that version, there's this version, this version. I don't think they have a flatbed version. I think that's a problem. I really like this truck. It's like my favorite truck. It doesn't have a ton of power, but I just like the look of it and the feel of it. It just reminds me of the farm trucks we had back home when I was growing up. Let's see. I think this is just going to be... Yeah, that's just more of a farm truck. Let me go back on that one. Now the other thing I could do is I could get a trailer. Oh, that might be cheaper, wouldn't it? Instead of just getting one of these. I mean, we'd be able to get more on it. I mean, this looks like it's going to hold a lot. That blue box is going to be the auto load area. That doesn't change. If I change the guards, left, right, back, or just left and right. Okay. I guess I don't need the crew cab. I like the day cab look better. Flatbed, tipper, box body. I like the flatbed. So that's a possibility. Or if we go back and look at trailer options. Trailers, flatbed trailers. And Load King is 35. That's definitely a cheaper option. Ooh, man, look at that capacity. That's a much better option for us. And if we're going to long haul, we might as well take a lot with us, right? I think we might just have to do that one. Especially, let's see if I can get it in my honcho colors. Dang it. Kinda. Let's see about the other one. That's the Load King. What's the Farm Tech one? And then we got the Crone one that we might be able to use too. This is, yeah, that won't work with the truck because that's got a regular trailer hitch. And it's got a pin hitch. It might work, but I can't change my colors on it. At least with the other one, I can get one color. Ooh, this one's got all kinds of colors to it. Now, can I switch this? Yeah. Yeah. Chassis color. New Holland blue. And then design color. Shoten orange. Oh, I think we found a winner. Change that to jet black. And then rim color to black. Yeah, I think we got ourselves a winner. And it's a cheap option. I like it. That's design 2. What other designs do we have? Design 1 and 2. Okay, great, perfect. Wonderful. Buy it. It's gonna be over by our tent, and we'll go pick that up. We'll drop off the wood trailer and then get this one. We'll get a second truck going in a bit, but we're gonna need to record an auto drive to where we're gonna sell this stuff off at because it's gonna be a long haul. We're gonna see a bunch of the map though, so that'll be cool. So let's go deliver this because we need the money. Let's go. Let's go. Unfortunately, that means going through our treacherous hairpin turn. That log pile is more of an issue than our hairpin turn is. I may take this tree out eventually so I can swing out a little bit, but I've got plenty of room to swing out. Living on the edge. Ba 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 da ba ba. Yeah. Woo, doggy. Going in hot. Alright. Ugh. I should have smacked that around so that I could line it up better. Okay, we're going to drop it here for now. That's the other thing, is we're going to have to get some logistical space going. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cheat this over with my bumper. Boom. Like that. Just so I can line it up a little better. Okay. Connected. Alright. Now the first thing I'm going to want to do... What is the first thing I'm going to want to do? Well, we're going to go pick up stuff, first of all, and make sure that the auto load works. Oh, we did check that we got auto load on this, right? Let's see. Start loading, Shift R. Boink. Yeah, I'd say that that loaded up pretty well. Hmm? Yeah. It's not everything. Oh, but look how pretty that loaded up. God, I love that. Now, to add a little bit of realism, we'll probably add in to get some of these other pallets that are tucked back in here, because this is a pain because I'm gonna have to back in here to try and get these. We'll get a forklift uh, to bring the pallets out, and then as we get close, it'll auto load onto the trailer for us, which is it's pretty nice. And one of the nice things about the auto load is that uh, you can do that, and that way, you know, you're not struggling to try and line up pallets and stuff like that the whole time, while still being able to play with a bit of realism. So I do like that. Uh, Especially for streaming, because the last thing you want to do is to watch me struggle loading up trailers and trying to load in logs um, when time is limited, right? If you're doing it for yourself and you want to be a little zen, absolutely, um, you know, do that kind of stuff. Come on, what the heck are you doing, man? Are you stuck? What are you stuck on? Why can't you move forward? Huh? Did I wedge myself in between the poles to where I can't turn? Oh, for Pete's sakes. Wow. Such an idiot. That's skills right there for you, bud. I can't move. What the heck? I can move back a little bit. Try going this way. Nope. Didn't like that. Oh, I gotta get my cab lined up somehow straight so that it's not turning the back end, because that's what I think is causing it to not want to come out. Oh yeah, this is quality entertainment right here. Trying not to resort to super strength to get out of this predicament. I feel like it's almost there, but keeps hitting on something. When I pull forward, right there. What is that? What is your major malfunction? Like, there's nothing there. What are you hitting? See, that doesn't make any sense. Alright, you know what? I don't. That's irritating. Boom. Oh, look at that. I straightened it right out. Imagine that. Stupid thing. Okay, let's see. We're not close enough to... My trailer's not full, so I know that's not the issue. It's got to be the distance to the pallets. That's... I can't get close enough to... Alright, so... I think what we'll do... Since I can't get those, we can try the other side. No, I'm not going to be able to get those either. No. No. Okay. I think we're going to start our recording, our path recording from here, because this is our sell point. And let's see, is it backspace? Or is it not numlock? Delete? Nope, that's crossplay. Insert, maybe? Oh, what the hell? Which one is it? I thought it was backspace. Wait, gotta check something. Do I even have auto load or auto drive installed? While we're saving, I will look that up to see if I have auto drive even in here. I'm pretty sure I do, because I thought I set some auto drive paths on my other map, but I could be wrong. And if that's the case, we'll manually drive this time, and then offline I'll install the auto drive so that we can start recording some paths. Because on a map this size, we absolutely need auto drive. No, I have it in here. Okay. So what is my command for that? Let's see, settings, controls, auto drive. Sorry, I know this is quick. It's a very long list and I don't want to spend half the stream scrolling down through everything. There's auto drive. We're looking for toggle HUD, Alt 0. Okay, Alt 0. There she is. Alright, we do have to move that, however. So we can see it. There we go. And let's see, is that interfering with our chat? Nah, not too much. Okay. Alright. We will start recording here. And that first click is going to be our Brian's mill drop off cell. Let's put a hyphen in there so that that's a okay. The other thing I want to do is change the setting to be line height above tractor. Apply that. And then we want to get rolling. Oh, we lost our recording. Nope, we're still recording. Okay, we just lost our visibility, that's all. Oh, we need to know where we're going, don't we? That would be helpful. Let's see. We are selling wood products like prefab walls. Let's see. Prefab wall. Oh, yay! It's the dip in our value. Selling station generic products, warehouse, or the Yukon market. The Yukon market is the closest, but also the worst price. Let's go to our generic selling point, and we'll tag this, and then we're going to take a look at it on the map so we know where we're going. And okay, so it's in town, which means we got to drive all the way around. Oh, we can use the island. We can cut through the island to get there. That's going to be shorter than coming across the river and around. I think. Hold on. If we can, I don't know if we can drive across this bridge. I know we can take the ferry, but I don't think we can auto drive over a ferry. I think we're going to take the long way just to make sure we have a path, and then I can come back later and try and record a path across this bridge. But I don't want to. I don't want to auto drive a path that a train may hit us, because that would not be very nice. It'll be a bit of a slow drive because I don't want to have a bad auto path. But I should be able to, at 30, 35 miles an hour, I think I should be able to keep it under control. I may slow it down on some of the corners here, just to get them in there kind of nice. Because I do want to have 2 lanes of traffic without my AI drivers stopping. Okay, so here's the island bridge. That actually didn't take us too long to get to. This drive might not be too bad. We'll see. It's going to be the distance to this bridge that's really going to tell the tale. And we are closer to this side of the islands, so it still may be a little bit. And I think it's a 16x map. It's going to be a little bit. Relax. Have a cup of coffee. Kick your feet up. So we're going to be driving for a bit. There's the ferry crossing. Oh shoot, where's the bridge? Oh no. Did we mess up? Do I not have a road that... Oh, that's the railroad. Oh, we were supposed to take that road. Alright, hang on. This is what I'm gonna do. I am going to go ahead and pull in. I'm going to mark this one as... What is this? This is... What side of the map are we on? We're on far right, which is the east. So this is going to be the east ferry. Let's see. This is the north. Wait. Oh. Lee. I gotta figure out how to name this. East Ferry. North Dock. Yeah. That's not confusing at all. Okay, and then I'm going to stop my recording there. Then I'm going to back my butt up. Because, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead, since we're here, let's go ahead and take the ferry across. And then next time I'll try and get an automatic... Oh. Come on now. There we go. Get right up to the end. I think we're all the way on the ferry. Oh yeah, lots of room. And get out. Hit go. Nice little break while we cross the river. Wonder if you can fish while you're doing this. I don't think I have a fishing pole yet. Nope. No fishing pole yet. Jitter, jitter, jitter. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. do 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 do. Nice. So far, I'm pretty happy with the way my stream's running, so that's good because I really wanted to continue to play on the 16 map. Uh, it is my favorite map of all time. Glad to see it ported forward to FS25. Okay, now our road can start here again. So we're just going to record here. We're going to name this the... no, let's not name it. And then we hit the road. That's impressive. Not too many times have I seen a tag that is a literal mile away on a map. I'm trying to remember, I don't remember the exact number of feet, but it's somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 feet in a mile, I believe. And you guys can fact check me on that. But to see, you know, that kind of a distance as on an in-game map is kind of crazy. And we're not even like the furthest point away from where that could be. I'll have to do that. I'll have to figure out how many feet are in a mile and then see how far away from town we can get on the map in 1-to-1 scale. I may have to adjust this path later on. This is just kind of our preliminary path, but for the most part it should work for us. Just depends on how crazy our AI drivers get. We're getting a little crazy on the drive there. Okay, so now the question is, how do we get up there? Really don't have, I don't know the path. We're just gonna drive in this way. I don't think this is right, but... And this feels like it should be a two-way path, so we may end up coming in and editing that. Definitely a two-way here next to the train tracks. Oh man, that's where I want to be. Can I get in up here? Yeah. Crossing here. Come in. And we gotta find our sell point. Looks like it's right here. Easy in. like that. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. And then what we want to do, nice. We got the money back that we spent on the trailer on that load. And this is going to be generic sales. I think, let me see, how much of our trailer's hanging out? None of it. So that should sell everything off of there. And was that generic sales? What is this place called? This was called selling station, generic products. Okay. The generic products sell. So name that generic with an I. Come on, fingers. Generic products. Sell. Okay. Great. Now we have that. Let's take a look at our way back. Save again. Right. For our way back, come in here, zoom in a little bit so we can see the roads. What did we come in on? I don't know. I think we want to come out. I'm not sure. I can't really tell from that. Can't really tell which way we want to go. So we're just gonna guess. We're just gonna follow a road. See where it goes. We can always add different routes later. But it looks like maybe we want to come out this way. Maybe. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of mapping that has to happen around here. Well, there's our path that we came in on. We can actually make that a two-way once we get close enough to do one more maybe? Nope. Okay. Stop our recording. And we're going to back up a little bit so I can... Oh, I guess I can zoom out. There we go. We're going to connect this to this. There, like that. And I think we'll keep it that way for now. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to click along this path to make it a two-way. See how it's turning blue as I add the next direction in? I just want to make sure I'm not on the tracks while I'm doing this because I really don't want our truck to get smashed. What happened there? Why is that not... Alright, I got something going on here. Oh, I see. Alright, let's get across the tracks. And then zoom out. Oh, just in time too. That's what we didn't want happen, is we did not want to be a train casualty. Okay, we'll move up a little more. You guys are getting a little bit of an auto drive lesson here. Now there is a way that once this is all recorded, it can be exported and brought into a game. But I have to look up how that is. I've never done it because I've always created my own. But as part of being an RGC member, I will attempt to do that if I end up getting most of the map recorded and make that available. Doing it this way is a bit more tedious, but it keeps from having multiple paths going in both directions in this stretch that really is only wide enough for one vehicle. Because if you had this wide enough for two vehicles, somebody's getting hit by a train. And we're almost done anyways, so a little bit of patience and we get through it. Went a little too far on that one. There's the main road down there, so we're almost there. And this time, I want to try and see if we can't figure out the path to the bridge. Did I screw that up? I think I did. I hit the wrong one. Yes. So anytime you go twice in a direction, it will delete that leg of your auto path. So, for example, I'll show you on the corner. It'll be easier to demonstrate. The straightaway, it's kind of, they overlap to the point where it's kind of hard to show without taking out a section I don't want to take out. Kind of explain what the heck it is I'm doing. So the blue path is a two-directional path. The green path is a single direction path. So when the, and I think from here is where we're going to start recording again. So if you look real close at these sections, you can see there's a little arrow indicating the direction of travel that that path is for. If I click in a direction, so I click my start and my end, it will add in a path in that direction. If I do that again, it will erase that path. If I want that to be a two-way, I just simply go over the opposite direction and it will turn it blue. If I want to change a two-way back to a one-way, I just click on the direction I want removed. So I want to remove the direction from here to here, and it'll turn back to a green that only points in that direction. And that's kind of how you manually lay out path sections when you want to. The other thing that is interesting, so let's say I wanted to create my other mainline traffic route I've got to line this up a little better so that I'm not turning. You always want to make sure that you are lined up in the direction of travel that you want to where you don't have to make adjustments. Hopefully my trailer will stay straight enough that I can just back up without having to steer. Yeah. But you can see I'm more like in the right lane now. I'm okay with that, but I do want it to be over just a little bit more. Give myself some extra room there. So I want to get lined up to where I'm going to drive straight, because when you turn, it will create a point because it thinks you're going to want to turn there. Then when I hit record, now there's a couple settings. I think the way this is set up is it's going to auto join to the closest point. And if I turn that off, and let's just delete that section, you'll see somewhere, oops, and then if I hold Alt down, I can remove that point too. You see this red line that's going from my vehicle to my path? That is the node that it's going to connect to. I can change my settings in here to, which one is it? I think it's in the gear. Auto start helpers. Auto connect start and auto connect end. And right now it's set to auto connect start as yes. Turn that to no and apply that. And now when I hit record, it just creates an empty node, which is great because what I want to do is from this one, I want to go to this one, and you see it puts a path in. If I mouse wheel, oh, don't make me a liar. Well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It didn't work that time, so that's unfortunate. And now I gotta remember how I add, I think it's a shift. No. Control. Okay, control will put a node in for me. So you can, if you hold control and click, it'll put in a node, and then I can go in, I can change my path to kind of come through here, like that. The other option would be to get, you know, lined up a little bit closer, but that should be good enough for us now. I'm also using my middle mouse button to make my cursor available and to turn it off. So when it's off, when I move my mouse around, I get my camera view, and then when the cursor is available, I can get into the HUD. All right, but we're recording now. So, ooh, and we were in reverse. Oh no. Did it record it? Yep. All right. So here's an error. Because I was in the wrong gear and I went reverse, it put in a reverse link on my path here. You see that light blue? That is a reverse node. So it threw in a reverse node. We don't want that. So we're going to delete this node. That's going to take the paths with it, and we're just going to reconnect that like that. Now we should be ready to roll. I did not make that mistake on purpose, but I'm kind of glad it happened, so you guys could see that. All right, now for the long trek back. And the nice thing is that we'll be able to make this trip a lot faster now that we have these paths set in, because even if we want to ride along and see it, we can put in those destinations. It's going to drive it as fast as it can, or as fast as it can safely, hopefully. Sometimes it gets a little bit too much speed and gets kind of wonky, so you're going to have to watch that on the long treks. At least in 22 it was that way. I don't know if it's that way in 25. I haven't had a map big enough to really test that out. And I'll see, we got a little bit tight in that corner, so we may have to space that out eventually. auto drive recording and tweaking is almost a full-time job on a map this size. It takes a lot of time to drive all the roads and get them all mapped in and labeled with stops and things like that, because you want to get all of your points of interest marked in there so that you can drive from one to the other. Ideally, you also want your farm entrances marked for fields or harvester collecting and delivery as well. So lots of things on a fully mapped auto drive. To be like a 5-star auto map. I have never seen a 5-star auto map. Even the ones I've created were not 5-star. There's been a couple maps I did which were close. I'd say probably 4-star, but never to what I would call a 5-star one. Okay, there's the ferry, and we're gonna head on out to the bridge now and get that mapped in. And the nice thing is, if we do it coming from this direction, we will have the inbound path visible for us so that we don't make the wrong turn. This is a longer route, but the AI driver should be able to run it. If you're driving it manually, you wouldn't want to do this, but you just take the ferry across like we did on the way there. That way you don't have to take the scenic route. Came in a little hot on that one. I do believe we want... This is our bridge here. Yep. Now, there might be a way... Because there is a road next to the railroad. I don't know. I don't think we have an on-ramp to that road right now. I think we have to go... we do going this way. But we don't the other way. So we can go uphill but not downhill. So we're going to keep going this way. Because we don't want to auto map to a hairpin turn if we can avoid it. Just because it's the path you record on a tight turn like that, although it looks like it should work, the auto drive will not follow that exactly. It's going to basically estimate it, and it won't get it right. So because I'm planning a two-way path down these streets, I'm trying to stay to the right as much as possible. Because I'm streaming, I'm also doing it faster than I normally would. If I'm recording this for myself, I would probably set my cruise to like 12 or 13 and drive it real slow to get a nice clean line in the corners and whatnot. Driving this whole map at this speed would probably take a really, really, really long time. A lot of ground to cover. So we'll settle for close enough and go drive it a little faster for now. I may actually just create a save that I do nothing but record the auto drive and see if I can't transfer it. Right, I'm actually going to come this way on the bridge. And I am going to make this a loop back to the cell point. And I'm going to stick to the outside. See, this is a little tight for auto drive. That could be a problem. We might have to share this route or going that direction. We don't know yet. But this is a good truck to test paths with, because, or you know, something like this with a long trailer for testing, because then you can see if your trucks will make the corners and whatnot. Okay, and we've come full circle on this, and we're going to stop our recording, and we're going to just connect these two together. Oop, and we have a route. Now that route isn't going to be like a complete route, but it is there. I think that's all I'm going to record for right now. We're about an hour and a half in. We got our production bought. We dropped some wood off. We've got more stuff to buy. We do have... Let's do one more thing before we call it quits. Let's go ahead and get our forklift and show how we can do a little bit of forklift pallet loading. And then we'll say that we have our... I actually could have recorded this loop too, but not really necessary at this point. And then, let's see, I am actually going to pull up this way for now and park here, just for the demonstration purposes. We're going to move our store over here for store deliveries. Let's see, that's in, where is it? Alt S, Alt S, Alt Shift S. There we go. And then we'll go buy a forklift. And we do want a forklift because getting around underneath these canopies is there. And I'm not even sure I want a big one. Oh, these are interesting. Ooh. Those might be pretty good. They're cheap too. I like that small. That'll make it easy to get around in here instead of a full. I worry about it tipping though, because the wood pallets are kind of like, ideally we'd want this one because it's the heaviest duty one, but I don't. Let's try the little one. You can always sell it back. I can change my colors. New Holland blue. And our, what? Didn't change the color. What? Wow, okay. You see that little bit of blue right there? That's the main color? Really? Is that what you're calling the main color? Wow. Alright. Well, modder. Need to do better. Alright. Let's see. Beacons, no. Default capacity, that doesn't... I guess that would be for gas, but... okay, I think we're good there. Let's go ahead and buy that. I got all excited that I was going to be able to have my colors, but turns out no. Okay. Let's go ahead and hop in this bad boy. And let's see how it handles in the warehouse. Or in our, I don't know what you call this. It's not really a warehouse. It is More of like a pallet shed, I guess. I mean, it steers like a regular forklift. Wait a minute. Does it not? It's not mapping to my controls. Does it have its own control set? Oh, another save. Should have leased it before I bought it. I'm stuck with it. Well, not really. I mean, we'll find a use for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just a little curious why our controls aren't working. I wonder if this mod has its own control set. No? Okay. I don't see anything for that, so that should be up in vehicle work then. Vehicle work, I believe. Maybe not. You know, I don't know. I don't know which one it's going to be. Let's figure it out on the keyboard. And if I can't figure it out, then... Huh. What the heck? Oh, work mode? Oh, okay. I see. It's got a work mode. Yeah, now my controls are working. Okay. Well, that's cool. I do like the size for these tight spaces. So I'm not hating it. Now, if my offload is working correctly, when I get close, it should... No. I thought when I put it... Oh, I might have to... Okay, that did not snap in like I expected. Let's see. Collection mode, Control Shift R. Method insert, unload, the layer. Okay. I think that should be right. And if I hit, oh heck, what was it now? Oh heck. Is it Shift R to load? No. Brr. Huh. Is it? I had it before. Shift S. No. Uh, Shift C V. Nope. That's camera. Yeah. Turn off my belts. I thought it was Shift R. Control Shift A. Universal auto load. Automatic tension belts on. Loading speed. Price per log. Low refresh mode. Menu high priority. Show debug. On. What does that look like? Whoa. Crazy. Oh, okay. Maybe I need to be in the zone for it to pick up. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Let's get in the zone. The auto zone. Do 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 do. I may have to show this next time because I don't remember how this was. I had it working a certain way to when you got the pellet close, it would just snap onto the trailer, and I don't remember how I did that. So that's unfortunate. I do like this forklift though. Pooey. Oh, I got it just barely. So I know if I set stuff out here for loading, like that, we can just rapidly switch. And yeah, so Shift R is for loading. Boom, and then once it grabs everything, it's done. So, I mean, we could pull the stuff out for loading and then have it pick it up. So yeah, and it shows like where it would unload it in the debug. So yeah, that's kind of how it works. There's another way that this works, and I'll have to look. It might be the insert method. So if I hit insert, stack, layer, I think if it's stack, maybe. I don't remember. I'll have to play with it, and I'll go over it next time, a little bit. But I'll get these things loaded and sold off for the next stream, and then we can continue with our productions. So until next time, I'm Senior Honcho. Thank you for everything you do on your end, your clicks, your likes, and whatnot. And uh, until next time, stay productive and keep on keeping on. Adios for now.